Hello, everybody. I am David, and today I want to do a little fan casting. Today I'm going to be fan casting the Green Ranger. That's right. If you've seen the Power Ranger movie this year, this past month, you know that at the end of the movie, this is huge spoiler, so don't watch if you haven't seen the movie. Unless you don't care, then keep watching. Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, was name dropped at the end credits, where you even see a green jacket sitting on a chair or on a chair. And that was our little setup for the sequel, that we will be getting Tommy the Green Power Ranger, the most popular Power Ranger of all time, who later on became the White Ranger, then the Red Ranger, and then years later he became the Black Ranger. And I thought it would be a fun little idea to do a little fan casting of 5 actors who I wouldn't mind seeing play Tommy Oliver. Now, I am trying to cast actors that are around the ages of the Rangers, the latest actors who play the Rangers. I know they want a female Green Ranger, but Tommy to me is the name of a male. I'm sure it could be the name of a female as well. I don't know. But I've always associated Tommy with a male. So let's get right into this. Let's look at the first actor on my list. I have Nick Robinson. Some of you might remember him from Jurassic World. I think he's around the right age right now to play Tommy. I think, he's a young guy, very energetic, obviously. He was in Jurassic World, after all, running away from dinosaurs. Okay, I'm coming up with bullshit excuses. I just don't mind him as an actor, personally, and as an actor around that age that should be hanging out with other teenagers with attitude. And Tommy, to me, I have a feeling, if you look at the Rangers in all these, in this previous film, all of them have their own personal problems that they're dealing with. And I think Tommy will be like that too. I think being the new kid, because if you watch the original series, Tommy was the new kid coming into a school, and it's not easy trying to find friends right away. Some people might think that might be a little bit similar to Trini, her storyline in the new movie, but not really. She had a different reason for not finding friends. This is a new kid coming to school trying to make friends with others. I'm sure they could add a little bit more to it than that. We'll see. But Nick Robinson, I like him as an actor. I think he was really good in Jurassic World. And next one on my list. Number 4, I have Harry Styles. That's right, from One Direction. I hope all you Directioners are listening here. I'm picking Harry Styles to play Tommy. Number 1, he had the long hair. He cut it all off. And number 2, some people might be surprised about this, but the reason I'm going with him is because I find it interesting that he's going to be in a Christopher Nolan film. Christopher Nolan, the director of the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Memento, The Prestige, some great movies out there, Interstellar. Harry Styles is going to be in Dunkirk, which is Christopher Nolan's World War II film, yeah. And the fact that Harry Styles is going to be in there actually surprises me a little bit, because it's like, man, he must have did something at that screen test to really win over Chris Nolan, to make Chris Nolan say, you know what, kid, you got some acting chops. So, based on that alone, because I always trust Christopher Nolan, I think all his films have great casting in them. I give Harry Styles a shot. I see what he can get, what he can give, what can he offer to a sequel. I think it would be pretty interesting. Number 3, I have David Mizzou. David Mizzou, I met him recently at Toronto Comic Con this past March, and he's growing into a fine actor. He plays Bruce Wayne on Gotham, and as Bruce, I think he's doing a great job. I think he's actually a lot more better as an actor now than he was when he started off. And that was, to be fair, he was a little kid, but you don't see kids improving that quickly. And I think he's definitely an actor that's probably practicing his craft during his time off. And if he is, that's really cool, and it's showing. I know he did a horror movie recently. I didn't watch it because I don't like horror movies, but if someone wants to add in and tell me how he did in that movie, go for it. But right now I'm judging him on Gotham alone. And I'm not saying I want him to play a Bruce Wayne type of character, but I think he can handle the dramatic aspects with the fun aspect. And that's why I think the Power Ranger movie wants. They want to have that same level of fun, but also have some dramatic chops. And if some people are thinking he's too young because he is 16 right now, just remember the Power Rangers sequel is going to come out in probably 2 years. So by the time they start filming this, he'll probably be 18 and then 19 when the movie comes out. So I think he'll be old enough to play the role. Number 2, I have Asa Butterfield. He started off as Hugo in a Martin Scorsese film. He went on to Ender's Game, and he was just in another movie recently, Peregrine's School for the Gifted or something. It was like the Tim Burton movie that looked like an X-Men film with magic, I guess. I never saw the movie, but I like Asa Butterfield as an actor, and if you've seen him in anything, he always brings his best. I mean, I think he's one of the best younger teenage actors out there today, and I think getting him in as Tommy would be really cool. And I think they need not a big name actor, but an actor who people recognize and say, hey, I've seen this kid before. Because if they do, I think that will help bring a little bit more attention to the film. I think it was great that the first 5 Rangers are unknowns. I think it's time to bring in a slightly more well-known actor for the role of Tommy. And Asa Butterfield, I think, would be a perfect choice. And I have another one, so let's get to it. Number 1, I have Dylan O'Brien. You guys might know him from the Teen Wolf TV series, I guess. I never seen Teen Wolf, but I know he's from that. I know him more from the Maze Runner franchise, the Maze Runner and the Maze Runner The Scorch Trials, which I both really enjoyed. And I gotta say, I think Dylan O'Brien, again, just like Asa Butterfield, he's a really well-known name. I would have liked to add Tom Holland to this list, but I think he's going to be so associated to Spider-Man that it was better to keep him off this. But Dylan O'Brien, okay, yeah, he has the Maze Runner franchise, but it's not really a franchise. Like, if I told Dylan O'Brien, the name Dylan O'Brien, to my family, they would not know who the heck I'm talking about still. You put him in a Power Ranger movie, I think that might give him a little bit more of a recognizable factor, because I think more people will definitely pay attention who's playing the Green Ranger. Remember, the Green Ranger is like the ultimate Ranger of all time, so I think he'd be a good choice. I think he has that quality that he can play off of Jason really well. But at the same time, you could see him also becoming the leader at one point, in which Tommy pretty much does later on down the road. I don't think they'll do that. I think that would be unfair to the character of Jason if they brought in Tommy and then said, okay, here's your new leader. I think it would be good if Tommy stayed on the side. But if the actor who plays Jason, Dacre Montgomery, if he ever decides to leave, because he is going to be in Stranger Things Season 2, who knows? Maybe then they can replace Jason with Rocky, and that's when Tommy becomes leader, just like in the TV show. I think I would be okay with that. Or they could always do the White Ranger idea, where after Tommy loses his powers, he proves his worth, and he becomes the leader of the Power Rangers. Some people I know feel that was a bitch slap to Jason, but before I get all nerdy, Dylan O'Brien, I think, would be a really cool choice. So with that being said, guys, I'm ending this video here. That was the 5 actors I wouldn't mind seeing as Tommy Oliver, the Green Ranger, who later becomes white. And who knows, if any of these kids on my list ever get picked, they can have time to grow into that role. You know, the first movie will be their introduction. Will they be evil? I don't know. I hope not. I think they got the evil Green Ranger part down. I wouldn't be angry if they did. Okay, let's get into action of the evil Green Ranger. And I can see why they might want to. After all, you might get an end battle with the Dragon Zord versus the Megazord, which I think a lot of people would be really excited about. But for what it's worth, yeah, any of these actors, I think it all also depends on how the character is handled in the movie and how they write him and what's his backstory. So for all I know, maybe I'm picking all these actors and then they might not be right for the role because of the way it's written. But if they do have a shot, hey, if anybody from Lionsgate is listening, check out some of these actors. Have them screen test if you are planning for this Power Rangers sequel, which I'm really crossing my fingers for. It's already made its production budget back, so all it needs to do is maybe make some more. Hopefully, when it gets released in China and Japan, it will make a lot more. It's already doing pretty good from how I feel, from what I've been seeing. So with that being said, like this video if you agree with me. Comment below, leave down your suggestions on actors that you would like to see to play the role of Tommy. And subscribe to my video if you haven't already, especially if you are a huge fan of superheroes, particularly Power Rangers, because I do talk about Power Rangers once in a while. I am going to try to continue on doing my Power Ranger reviews, talking about every individual season. So far I've talked about from Mighty Morphin to Lightspeed Rescue, so you can search that up. Just put on my name in the search bar, search in that any of those seasons in between, and yeah, you'll find that. So until next time, guys, take care.